Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 47 of Collecting Justified. I know we're a little late, but let's be honest, we're 47 episodes in. If you're a viewer of this channel, if you're a viewer of this live stream, you know what you're in for. It's your fault if you were early, okay? Okay. Now that we've got that out of the way, welcome back. We are 3 episodes from episode 50. We're getting there. We're getting there and trucking along, David, right? I think you've been here for, is this your 47th episode? No, this episode 50 will be your 47. This is your, right?
44th, yeah.
44th, okay. So you can't be there for the 50th celebration. You'll have to wait a few episodes to celebrate 50. Okay. So, well, welcome everybody. If you're here watching live, make sure you say hi in the chat so we can shout you out. If you're watching on the replay, hi. Try to be here live next time, okay? I want you to know that after the live stream, I turned off my computer and I went and cried because you weren't here, okay? But anyway, this is Collecting Justified. We're here to justify our collecting, justify all this plastic crack behind us, the fun we have collecting, all the expensive stuff we buy, but I'm not here alone. I'm never here alone, right? That's the fear, talking just to myself online on the internet. We have a special guest, but first let's introduce all the co-hosts except Andrew. Andrew, he's not locked in the basement. I let him out, but I think he was grabbing his belongings. The door might have closed, but anyway, he'll be here. He'll be here eventually. To my right here, I have Kenny in Counterculture, the best voice on YouTube. Kenny, how you doing tonight, my friend?
Hey, good evening, everybody. Doing good here. Happy to be here. However, I did just have an avalanche of X-Men villains. Cyber just took out 6 or 7 other villains on the way down. So I'm going to be happily dealing with that later this evening. So
just like in the comics.
Got that going for me.
Cyber's
well, you get to rearrange a shelf, Kenny. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
It's another video, right? There we go.
There we go. Oh, we know what the next video is going to be. We know what the next one's going to be. We're going to get to our esteemed special guest right here, right next to Kenny. We have Carbon Scoring Trey. Trey, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy, high-profile YouTube life to slum it down here with us.
No, thank you guys. You can see how high profile it is as I'm sitting here in my master bedroom closet, which is my workspace. So it doesn't have to be fancy. You just got to get the job done.
You're telling me. I notoriously have I work off broken ring lights to stream, right? So that's just one breaks but I refuse to get rid of them. I kind of just make it work. We just make it work, But how are you doing tonight, my friend?
I'm doing great. It's been a good day. Been a fun week. Saw Superman premiere night. So it's been a pretty geeked up week and glad to be here with y'all.
Oh, awesome. Well, we're happy to have you. Thank you so much. So speaking of slumming it, let's go right below you right there. David, how's it going?
Speaking of somebody that was in the closet for a long time, I'm out. I'm good. I'm toy slutting it up this week and next week. So getting some new stuff, some fun stuff. I'm excited. I saw Superman yesterday as well. So Kenny, I may have some words for you.
Uh-oh.
In a little bit.
Are these good or bad words? Or TBD?
Who's to say?
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
David, what's the action figure count? What are we up to now?
2,971 on display in the apartments. So 29 away from 3,000. I'm excited. I'm hoping by the 50th episode, we might be at the 3,000 mark in the apartment. Yeah.
Oh man, it's a museum. It's a museum, my friend. And I do want to thank you personally because anytime Christy's like, I think you have too many action figures. I'm like, well. Let's let me show you David's count. There we go. It could be worse. Anytime you can say it could be worse, So thank you for that. So Alexi, how's it going, my man? You weren't here last week. You abandoned us. David said he had flashbacks from torn up childhood, and But you're here. You're here tonight.
And we took it out. We took it out on Mayfex and all other import lines.
That's right. You did. You did. Yeah. I was absent, rightfully so, because I can tell that none of you are actual teachers because you can't grade for shit. You gave Farland Toys in the B grade, and you gave my best friend John Mayfex company a B, or I think it was like a C grade or something. I don't know. I hit the dislike button and then I just exited out of the video almost immediately. So I know that you haven't been doing well, but I've been doing great. Amanda and I went to the Dodger versus Giants game today. The Dodgers won, so I feel no remorseful feelings for the Giants or any of your fans. But I do feel remorse for the way that you did some of my favorite companies last week. And some of even my not favorite companies, I feel like you still kicked them while they were down. Sorry, Super 7. But, you know, we're here this week, and I'm always happy to see Mr. Scoring, Carbon himself, our good friend Trey. So I'm really excited to see what we get done this evening. Mostly because we're not grading anything.
All right. Yeah. I want to remind everybody. I even went back and I changed the name of the live stream. I put like in parentheses, like not a tier list. And my favorite comment of the night in the chat was Cardback gave me an F grade for doing a non-tier list, for saying it's not a tier list, but using like tiermaker.com. I was like, look, I didn't have time to do the slides. Okay. But it was fun. It was fun. And I want you to know, Alexi, you weren't here to defend Mayfex. And I was instantly stressed out when the first two companies we did were McFarland and Mayfex. And McFarland was over it. I was like, we got to get a third company on this board. Come on, guys. Let's wrap it up. Come on. Come on. So, but yeah, I was stressing a little bit. But it's okay. We're not grading anything tonight. Okay. We're not grading anything tonight. So that we'll have an end of the year grading stream, Alexi, and you can be there. We
might grade the Superman movie. We'll see.
Oh, okay. I feel like David's not going to have good words for me. I don't know.
You feel like he's looking at you a certain way, Kenny?
Yeah.
And he's looking at you a certain way.
I only saw it twice this week. Okay, only twice. Okay.
I'm considering taking my 4-year-old to it because we took him to his first movie a couple weeks ago. I'm considering taking him to see Superman. I think that would enjoy it.
I think he'd enjoy it.
I think you can. I don't think there's anything in there that would prevent you from doing that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I even think the movie's entertaining to a 4-year-old, like consistently enough that you could do it.
Yeah. Good. I'll probably take him. He enjoyed Lilo and Stitch when we took him to that. So he did good. He did good.
The live action?
Yeah. It was good, man. I enjoyed it. So let's get into this housekeeping again. Welcome to Collecting Justified, your favorite Saturday night Toy Talk live stream, 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time ish. It might get pushed to 9 eventually. It's okay. I do my best. But we are here. You can count on us being here. Even when I have internet issues, the guys can still show up, and I'll show up eventually, like 3 hours into my own live stream. So don't worry about it. Andrew might be in the basement tonight. He said he might pop out around pickup times. I don't know. He's picking the lock. He's working on it. Okay. But the Free Andrew from the Basement Fund is open. All funds are greatly appreciated. And Andrew would appreciate being out for the holidays and staying out for the holidays. You can also become a Justified channel member. This is a 2-tier system that I love everybody equally. I appreciate everyone equally, no matter which tier you're in. Kenny has other words to say, but don't worry about Kenny. Okay. Don't worry about him. And speaking of our Justified channel members, we do thank all of the Justified channel members at the beginning and end of each live stream. Some would say it's a little too much, but the first one is quick and painless. The second one, that's up to you guys. It might be Kenny or it might be quick and painless. Who knows? So I want to go through and check and thank the Justified MVPs, Z-Man 12 Bat, Legion X, Compulsive Collector, John Morrissey, David Evans Smith, Michael Davis, St. James, Encountered Culture, and Bring Toys to Work. And then getting into what Kenny would describe as the lesser maybe, but we're not going to talk about that. The Justified, Dan Who Reviews, Christopher Allen, Displayed Once, Kurt K, Cole's Cave, Ya Boys Got Toys, Super Turk 5000, Mikey Moonboots, Jay's Toy Collection UK, Chi Chi Collects, Jared Byrne, Jesse Hubbard, Stone Capybara, Gabriel, Lone Dragon, It Started With a Click, Shelly, Phil Jones, AJ Marine, Cardback, Darth Primus, The Wolfpack Toy Reviews, John Boussaint Jr., Codeman617, B. Wong, Braythian, Cyber, Robert Falcone, and K-Mac. Thank you to all of our wonderful Justified channel members. And the wall of guests. It looks like we're going to have a new entry to this after this stream. We try to have some guests on every now and then. We've had some awesome, really fun guests. I love having people on. I'm going to continue it. I want this to be like 2 or 3 slides long, okay? And so we've had Rocco, Brandon from 9 to 5 Warriors, Dan Who, Collecting Snook, Cleva, my friend Andrew from Cartoon Dumpster Dive, Rick's been on a couple times, Z-Man's been on a couple times, Cole's Cave, and Pock Photos, and now today, our wonderful guest Carbon Scoring. And this is the thumbnail. I always throw it at the end. Right there. We got Spider-Man. Spider-Man's excited to see you here today, Trey. So that is it for the housekeeping. Now, let's say hi to the chat real quick, guys. We had, of course, Kenny was here bright and early. JBTM was here. Hello, gentlemen. What's up, JB? Darth Sinister was here as well. As this guy, your boys got toys. I'm not sure who that is. Gregory Trejo's here. What's up, y'all? What's up, Gregory? Flipuma is here. Yo. What's up, Flipuma? Cardback's in the chat. I don't even know if should I bring this up, Cardback? What is that? Cardback. Be on your best behavior tonight, okay? Cleva's here. What's up, Cleva? Thank you for being here, my friend. Let's see here. Scroll back. Oh, thank you, Cardback. Thank you. Yes, nobody was. So many people were upset about last week's stream, but again, it was not a tier ranking stream. Okay, it was grades. Okay, it was not pitting any company against each other. That's for a later stream. Okay, a later stream. So, as you drop in, say hi in the chat. And, well, you're not going to see this. So if you're watching on the replay, say hi in the comments. There we go. So, gentlemen, before we get into talking to Trey or anything, Trey, do you have any time constraints or anything? We can tend to go a little long. So,
no, man, I'm all good.
All right. So I was going to say we can push pickups to the end if you had any time constraints. So you get.
I brought my pickups. I'm ready. I'm ready to roll.
Awesome. There you go.
That's awesome. Well, as the glorified guest, Trey, I'm going to move you up here. Trey, what have you picked up this week or previous weeks? Just don't limit yourself. It can all be new to us.
So I knew this was coming. So it's actually been an unbelievably slow week at my house. But thankfully, the mailman came today with a couple of things. One, I've got the new Footloose from G.I. Joe Classified. And it's actually really great when I get these just one figure at a time, because it gives me a chance to actually look at them and actually kind of really spend some time going through and looking at the details. And the amount of detail that they're putting into these things on Classified is unbelievable. Like the camouflage action up on top of his helmet everybody can see the night vision goggles, but like the fact that the chin strap is like it's split so that it actually fits directly around his chin. I love the fact that you can hold all of the accessories on each one of these figures, that they have, the pockets and the belts and the slides for the knives and all that sort of stuff. So, for a pretty much basically just a standard figure, but obviously a straightforward infantryman, that's just a really good G.I. Joe figure. But I did get kind of a big one. Oh, the Mondo 112 animated Spider-Man came today. So just broke this thing out. Literally haven't messed with any of the accessories. Have only pulled out the figure itself. He's pretty big, really strong. This is one where animated paint wash and sort of the deco is done right. Sometimes we've had some of those figures where they've gone so crazy with the blacks and tried to make it look like it's animated. This one way better. It's hard to see, but you can see a little subtle blue at the corner of his eyepieces, just to give it a little bit of just some 3-dimensional stuff. But he feels really good. The bend, so far so good. Pricey figure, right? Like this is kind of high-end stuff, but looking great. And eventually we'll get the box out and bust out all the accessories of this guy.
Oh, man.
Are you
Mondo.
1/6 collector, Trey?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I have a decent amount of the MCU hot toys. They're all like at my work, just because that's a better display place for them. I'm mostly 112. I prefer that 6-inch scale, but this was hard to pass up. I got the black one, and so now finally we've got his partner in crime.
Nice.
Looks good.
Mondo's dangerous company because now they're getting into 6-inch scale too. And
I'm telling you, those real Ghostbusters, they're hitting me. So.
Yeah, I'm lucky not to be a huge Ghostbusters guy, because that's all your lunch money right there.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go through it in a heartbeat with those.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Anything else, Trey?
Those were the two that showed up today. So
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome.
Not bad
are you
at all.
going all in on the Spider-Man animated series stuff from Mondo?
I might hold off just with these two, just with
Gotcha.
Symbiote Suit and Red and Blue at this point.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And it comes down to the same problem that we all have. It's like, where are you going to display it? Because why on earth are you going to get a figure of this quality and then not display it? So
have to.
There's always the battle of space, right?
Yeah. It looks like that Carnage and Venom would just take up so much space.
Yeah, they're going to be massive.
Yeah. All right. Great pickups. Oh, look, Andrew's here. Andrew said he was going to be here during pickups, and there he is. What's up, Andrew?
Here I am. What's up? How you doing?
Good, man. Good. Andrew, do you have any pickups this week?
I do, actually.
You do?
How many
Yep.
stormtroopers?
No troopers.
How many troopers? Just one? Okay.
No troopers, but just one pickup.
All right, Andrew, I'll go ahead and bring you up. Get yours out of the
Okay.
way. Is it going to be the same clone trooper from last week?
No.
I have a theory. We have a working theory.
Okay. What's the theory?
That you're just showing off and repainting the same troopers every week.
I may try that just to see if y'all notice. No, but anyway, so I finally got something in the mail. My new
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
finally. I like it.
That's from one of the shows, right? Which show is that from?
So this came from the Ahsoka show.
Okay.
More of his Clone Wars armor.
Yeah.
Nice.
This flashback.
Yeah. So there was a previous version of this, but this one looks a lot better. Like the face
Yeah.
looks pretty good. So
Yeah. A lot of people are kind of complaining about Black Series right now, saying that they're doing nothing but they're doing a lot of re-releases and killing like the aftermarket value on the older figures. But here's the thing. When they're super expensive, who cares about a re-release? And they're changing stuff. They're making the figures better. It's not usually. I mean, with like the troopers, there's only so much you can do, right? But with these new face sculpts, they're really, really doing some improvements. So
yeah. So like with this one, they added the soft goods on this one. And then butterfly joints for the arms.
Exactly.
So the previous version didn't have that.
Yeah. And something I'll say about that, it's a $25 line. You shouldn't really want them to be like $90 on the aftermarket. You got to keep new collectors coming in and have those entry points, or else the line's going to die. So you don't want the line to die.
And I'm on the entry level, I guess, still. So.
Right. Expanding, right? Expanding.
Yeah. See, I mean, now look.
Nice.
These were together in the show, so.
Awesome display. Andrew.
So, Andrew, that's like a Clone Wars styled Anakin, but is it the photorealistic Hayden Christensen face?
It is. Yeah, from Ahsoka episode 5, I think, is whenever it first.
You want to bring it up close to camera, Andrew?
Yes.
Bring you up right here.
There we go.
So that could work live action, right?
It is live action.
It is? Oh, okay. I was thinking it was animated.
No,
it's from a flashback. Yeah, in the live action Ahsoka show from when they were in the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And then Hayden Christensen also shows up in another. It's not a flashback. It's spoilers.
Okay. I got
we won't
you.
talk about it.
Yeah.
But this is the armor that he had in the Clone Wars. He had a clothes like that. So
nice. Andrew, I'm glad that you're able to hop on all these re-releases that you missed out on and really expand that Star Wars collection.
The next one to go beside him would be the new Padawan Ahsoka, because that one on the aftermarket is still like $70.
Mm-hmm.
So to get a new one with a new body, I think for $25, why not?
Oh yeah.
People complaining about figures going up on aftermarket and that being the reason not to release something new always strikes me as like a wait a second.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we want something new for that reason?
Yeah.
Or maybe they pay too much for the aftermarket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I get that. But at the same time, like, who cares? Right? It's you can't expect them to never re-release a figure, right?
Yeah.
All right. And speaking of re-releasing figures, Kenny, what Superman figure did you pick up this week?
So here's a good look at my red cyborg Superman. Still don't have for the collection, but since I do have to have an obligatory Superman item for the week, not quite an action figure, but I did manage to pick up this fancy cup. All right, so we'll use that for the week. Okay, Superman on top, Superman cup. It's got a cape. Okay,
ask.
It's gonna
Is
go
it a
on
soft goods cape?
It's not a soft goods cape. There is no wire in here, but it does have
plastic
some good
cape, no articulation. Is that a McFarlane Toys?
McFarlane toy. Yeah, no.
No? Oh.
Ripper. I don't know what that's about.
Some of the proportions are close to some of McFarlane's Superman. No big hands, though. No big hands.
Does not have big hands. I'm sorry. That's the point.
Kenny, we will all keep an eye out for that red cyborg Superman for you.
He's there. He's just on eBay. It's fine.
Yeah.
There's so many.
$80. $80.
Yeah.
All right. Any non-Superman pickups?
Of course. So G.I. Joe, right? Keeping that going. So some good sales this week. Was able to pick up this set, right? So we've got Mutt and Junkyard looking good. You know, still building out this G.I. Joe shelf. So just pieces at a time, right? So.
Some people are already getting Law. I think it was Yojo Jerk that got Law and Order in hand already. I think.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I think he has Crystal Ball already too. So.
Yeah. He's got a hookup. I think out of overseas somewhere. I think. So,
yeah.
Much like David's Australian hookup. Might get to that in a minute.
We might. But yeah, so that was it. That's all I have for the week. That's my Superman and G.I. Joe pickup for the week. Tune in next week to see what other Superman and G.I. Joe items I add to the collection against my better judgment.
Yeah. Trey, Kenny decided that he wasn't collecting enough, so he needed to backtrack and get all the G.I. Joe classified stuff.
Oh, yeah. Been there.
Yeah. Just a small task.
Nothing like
right?
backfilling a collection to really hit the wallet. Yeah.
Especially at that volume. Yeah.
Kenny, if you had decided like 2 months prior that you wanted classified, you could have just gotten all mine because I had just sold all my classified stuff.
I like to wait for the most inconvenient time, right?
Yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Well, speaking of, I think I heard a kangaroo hopping by. So, David, what pickups did you get this week, mate?
Well, mate. Well, first I'll start with the Fantastic Four figures are still trickling in. So the almost Vanessa Kirby Sue is here. I don't know.
I told myself I thought that looked
good,
and they look better every time I see them. Somebody having them in hand, and I kind of feel like I'm starting to want them now.
I like it. I think she looks good. I'm not like.
As someone who doesn't like icky women, you don't think that's a good head sculpt?
No, it is a good head sculpt. I was looking at the photo on the box, and I feel like if her eyebrows were like either darker or maybe a little thicker, then she might look more like the image of her on the box.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I think she looks good. The proportions of the figure are pretty good. I like the new hand effect with the the impact bubble. I don't know, the rain drops impact bubble.
There was something different about the shield, right? It pegs in instead of just her fingertips like the old one.
Yeah, it's
that is so much better.
Okay.
So
nice.
much better.
Yeah.
That old one falls off all the time.
Yeah. So really good. I'm only missing the thing. So the thing, I need a thing. I just need a thing.
Just a thing.
And
I
then
can see one over your shoulder there, just behind you in that case. I can see a thing. The thing right there.
Probably about
there it
6 of them.
is. In the corner, there it is.
There's
Yeah.
one. There's one.
Yeah, there's a thing.
Yeah. And there's a few. There are a few. And then in some downtime between pickups, I customized a civilian forge.
Oh.
Nice.
So
What are they?
it's I just feel so stupid. Like, this is a civilian forge. I couldn't realize I can't believe I didn't think of how to make him, because it's so simple. And I stole this idea from Chase Evergreen on Instagram. So shout out my buddy Chase. But yeah, he has
Those Wolverine
Alfred.
figures. Those Wolverine figures are kind of hard to come by, though, aren't they? Like,
no, this was
there was a
re-released
reissue
in preparation
okay.
for the Deadpool movie. So like, he's like $25-$26 on Amazon. So
okay.
yeah. So quick and easy civilian forge. Got to figure out where to display him, and then
David is taking commissions. So
sure, yeah.
Sure.
And then this is a hint at the pickup, the big important pickup this week. Arrived Monday after our last stream, but we have this.
Oh yeah,
big bastard.
That's the best part of
Great.
that set, right? Yeah.
Happy for you.
Yeah. It's what everybody's excited for. Everybody cannot wait for the new
Super.
Hey, he looks good though. He does.
He does. And there is like, the boots, the gloves are different. The skirt is different. It's a little longer and split on the sides for some mobility. The shoulder pads are new, and the crown piece is new.
Does he only come with the snapping fingers gauntlet, or does he come with the regular gauntlet too?
Only the snapping fingers gauntlet and a normal fist, a non-gauntlet fist.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
But very serviceable Thanos. You know, he will. I don't know what to do with my second one, because I got 2 sets of this. Because I needed more than one.
He got 2.
So
Mm-hmm.
gorgeous, stunning Psylocke figure. I got two. Yeah. So there's nothing bad I can say about this figure. It's gorgeous. The proportions are great. The articulation is great. The 2 head sculpts are both great. The effect pieces are amazing. This is beautiful little Psylocke figure. Yeah,
it looks good. Yeah,
highly recommend. Highly recommend. I've been having a lot of fun. Been posting a lot on Instagram, on stories and reels of this Psylocke with a bunch of other figures. So if you have a connection in Australia, hit them up and see if they'll send you one, because they're not out yet here, but soon maybe. I think Target's July 20th. I think they moved her date up to July 20th. So.
Okay. I'm telling you, man, those kangaroos are getting really good at steering those boats. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that shading around the eyes looks amazing.
Which this one?
Yeah, either one. You know, that purple, like, it really. Yeah.
That is such a good head sculpt.
Yeah. Love good head around those parts.
Yeah, pops really well.
We love good. I mean, and the purple. So you can see there's purple strands all in there, but it's not overwhelming. But like the under level is like very purple.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, but just like, is that really a perfect figure? Like there's no notes. Like there's nothing different I would do about this. So
David,
good.
having that set in hand, is there anything you would say that would keep anybody from putting either of those in a comic display? First, you think they're only like Marvel versus Don't Say Capcom? They'd work for both, right?
This is 100% perfect for a comic display. Like, I think the Thanos is a little more distinct because of the crown and all of that, but really, who gives a shit about this figure? So it's like this. No, the other one I have in my Jim Lee Blue Team 90s display already with the other head sculpt. And this one I have a few Psylocks around the collection of the older ones, and so I do want to like change her out, but you know, I have to figure out, is she going to be in my like Street Fighter shelf? Maybe, I don't know. So
you got two. So
I got two. So we'll figure it out. You know. But yeah, can't put this down. Can't put it away. She might be with us for the whole stream.
All right, there we go.
Put her on the shoulder.
Rowdy Riles is here as well. What's up, Rowdy?
Thanks, brother. I appreciate that.
All right. Let's see here. Alexi. Oh, David, I'm sorry. Was that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, yeah, just pop her right there on your shoulder. Right there on the shoulder. Alexi, what did you pick up this week?
So I actually don't have any pickups, but I have a couple drop-offs because I think it's important to also be transparent about what I'm selling out of the collection while bringing stuff in. So I sold the Build-A-Figure Sauron, the original one, for $60. And I sold the Mayfex Scarlet Spider, the original one, because they're coming out with the shaded version for also $60. And David, you'll enjoy this because you're petty. I also have Psylocke Mayfex up for sale because I chose the Marvel Legends to be the Psylocke in my collection, and I don't even have it yet. So
wait, you're
Psylocke
getting rid of a Mayfex figure, but it's
that's
supposed
right.
to be graded so high.
Well, we were grading Mayfex as a company, and by we, I mean you did badly at it. But this is a single figure from Mayfex, so that's on the way out, and I'm excited to get the Marvel Legends Psylocke in.
So it's not that you watched the grading stream and realized that we were so correct about how we graded Mayfex that you decided to start offloading all of your Mayfex figures one at a time, and it wasn't that. Just clarifying.
I mean, not to be exposed, but that's exactly what happened.
I thought so. Thank you.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah.
Peer pressure. All right. Let's see here. I have a couple pickups this week. Let me see. Let's fix that a little bit. There we go. So let's see here. You guys want me to go ahead and get the weeb stuff out of the way? Will that make everybody happy? All right. Just start out.
Oh, we've been waiting for it.
That. I thought Wednesdays were for weeb shit.
No. I haven't done a weekly Wednesday wrap up in like 3 weeks, David. I blame you, actually.
It's not very weekly, then, is it?
Yeah, hardly weekly.
It's happened a week. Okay.
There was a week.
AliExpress shipped. This is like a SH Figure Arts knockoff. This is Black Hole Toys, right? So this is a Saiyan Saga Vegeta, right?
Oh, yeah.
Not just a Saiyan Saga Vegeta. It is a 2-pack. So you get. Let me set my camera to autofocus here. You get a regular.
Nice.
So there's it's over 9,000. You can take the tail off. Comes with multiple heads, multiple faceplates, hands. It's crushing the scouter. Comes with a scouter you can put on his head. But that's not it. Also comes with a battle damaged Vegeta.
That's so sick.
Oh, it looks so good.
That would go great with that San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Uzaru Vegeta, wouldn't it?
It would. Oh. The tail pops off of this guy too. It comes with a couple different faceplates. So there is a complaint on this set. Full transparency. If you're going to get this set on AliExpress, it's a 2-pack and it's cheaper than a regular SH Figure Arts, right? So Black Hole Toys, I feel like they're an offshoot. You know, there's Demoniacal Fit, Kong Studios. I think Black Hole Toys is some of the people that used to work with Demoniacal Fit, and usually they knock it out of the park. And this one's great. Maybe it could have done with some shading, right? But it's a third-party knockoff, whatever. This one, the faces are pretty flat, and it's a pretty small head. But you can swap the heads. You can't really swap base plates though, on the different heads because it's such a different shape. But for a beat up Vegeta, and when Toriyama, like, in the designs and everything, everything changes like from panel to panel anyway. So who's to say his face wasn't punched in a good amount, right? I mean, look at that. That's so it comes with several different like beat up facial expressions, and just look at that. That's so cool, man.
Sick. Yeah.
So cool. If you want it, AliExpress. This came pretty quick, honestly, from AliExpress. They don't always. They rarely do, actually. But that's cool. And that's gonna go. That Saiyan Saga Vegeta is gonna go right next to my that new Goku I picked up, like the re-release of the San Diego Comic-Con one from last year. So that's the weeb stuff, if you will. And then so I went by Cosmos, a local comic book store, and Kenny, I have a Superman up.
Oh, look at that! You're doing better than me,
dude. I'm impressed. I haven't opened it yet, but it looks nice, right? Nothing's going to touch the Mafex Hush Superman. I'm going to put it out there right now.
Of course.
Mafex.
But this will go next to my, what is it? My McFarlane Batman. Which one do I have again? Help me out here. Nightfall. My Nightfall Batman.
There's only a couple.
Yeah. There's only a couple. Whatever. But it looks good, man. I was experiencing FOMO because this thing's expensive and hard to find, and he had it for retail in the store. So,
nice.
Out Cosmos.
Can you explain for us non-McFarlane rooters? Is this a Chase? Is this a Platinum? Is this
none of the above? It's just for whatever
just
reason,
the regular Superman
popular and
part of their digital wave, digital, NFT wave.
Okay.
But it's I mean, it's a good classic Silver Age Superman.
Yeah.
So I think it just had a high demand around it, and it's like the right shade of blue. It's like the right shade of red. It's like a good head sculpt. It's like there's so much that's just very classic about it. It looks a lot like the art on the back of the box too, like
molded cape, fabric,
cloth.
No, I think it's a
Okay.
bendy wire. It's got a wire.
Yep.
Nice.
bendy
Okay.
wire cloth cape.
that's
Nice.
the one that I put at the front of the Justice League.
Oh, that was the center
That
of
was
your
the
build this
one.
shelf.
Yeah, the build a shelf.
Kenny, remind me. I haven't opened it yet. Does he have the S on the back of the cape?
Yes.
Good. I don't know why I'm such a stickler for that, but I like that.
Because it's the right way to do it.
That's right, Alexi. And then while I was picking up at Cosmos, he had a loose hood, and I passed on this guy. But I'm getting the Musk, right? So I'm gonna have a big battle set up on that. So I need a screaming civilian, because I've also got the G.I. Joe firefighters on the way, David. We're excited about those. And maybe he can be on fire and they can be putting him out with a fire hose, and he's shouting, Who knows? Possibilities. The possibilities are endless, right?
Has anybody else watched the Ironheart series? Because that character is featured.
Yeah, we just watched the first episode today.
Yeah. That's the main villain of the season, so FYI.
So
spoiler.
When they give us a MCU Marvel Legends one, they need to make it look like him, but have the exact same facial expression as the comic one. Come on, please. Also, shout out friend of the channel, Mike Hext, the Biker Mice from Mars bikes from the cell. He found them on clearance at his Walmart. These haven't even hit.
Man, that's so cool.
South Carolina.
What was the clearance price?
I think it was 20. 20.
That's so good. Yeah.
I wanted to open them today. But shout out.
Mike's awesome.
So I got Vinny and Throttle's bikes. So I need to track down Motos. So I was kind of playing the long game. I've had these in my cart several times. I'm kind of glad now. But now even if I have to pay full price for Motos, I don't feel as bad, right? So and then last pickup, I love Savage Crucible, right? I got a couple of their Wave 1, the Lemurians, however you say it. I've pre-ordered two of like their Frazetta figures coming out, but I missed out on the pre-orders for Wave 2 because Wave 1 was pretty easy to get everywhere. So I was like, I'm just gonna wait. Then I saw a couple people get some in hand early, and I was like, crap. Okay, let me go order them. Sold out everywhere. I hit up the shop app. If you're not using the shop app, it's very useful. Just typed in Savage Crucible Wave 2. Chubsy Wubsy still had, I've heard of the store, I've never ordered from it. Still had some up for pre-order. So I got my pre-order and they like shipped like super quick. And then I heard somebody on another show, it might have been the Toy Migos, say that they were waiting for them to get them in store. And then maybe it wasn't. Oh, I think it was Yojo Jerk said that, the second they got them in, they were like, no, they're all spoken for. Like, they're all spoken for, like, online. So I got, let's see, I haven't opened them yet because I might do a quick video on the YouTube channel, maybe. I hear you doing
a video on a YouTube channel?
I know.
What?
Who knows? Who knew?
Crazy
but I got, this is hard to see. This dude, was it Nashorn, I think is his name.
Okay.
Look at that. These go perfectly with Mythic Legions, which again should have been ranked, given an A grade last week, by the way. So yeah, let's see. It has a name. Oh, Nashorn the Disinherited. So I might open these up on stream today. I don't know. And then, so I only got two. I'll backtrack on the other ones. They've been at Retro Toy Con the past couple years and had stock, so I might pick up the other ones at Retro Toy Con this year. I got, what's his name? Oh, Jaeger. I don't know. That plastic
Jaeger
man.
bombs.
He's like a bounty hunter. Look at that face sculpt. Two heads, weapons. That's a cloth goods cloak, by the way. Yeah, I'm so excited about these.
Those are crowdfund, Justin? Was that right?
I think Wave 1 was. I think so. Yeah. They were originally a Kickstarter, but man, Wave 1 did so well, and then they did several different exclusives. And this is Wave 2. Wave 2 is more like humanoid. They've got several different barbarians. Wave 3, I forget what Wave 3 is even going to be, but man, they're awesome. Like, you get them in hand. Wave 1 with the Lemurians had a problem with the ankles. They would fall over a lot, and they had toe hinges, like toe joints. But you could just go onto their website now and order new feet to pop on them without the toe hinges, and it fixes that. So they're fixing their issues, and I appreciate that.
The buyers wanted less articulation.
Yeah, exactly. Nah, but yeah, they're awesome. And I saw reviews. I was like, dang it, I can't wait. I got to get them in hand as soon as possible. So I'll probably unbox those at some point, maybe tonight. I don't know. But as that's it for pickups. And like I said before, a lot of people, a lot of live streams like just breeze by it and everything. But you got to appreciate what you have, right? What are we doing this for if we're not stopping and appreciating what we got coming in? But enough of that. What's coming out next, right? That's so
Justin, can I just the Superman movie came out this week, and Kenny, as a co-host of this stream, is very big on Superman. So I watched your Friars Day stream yesterday.
Okay.
And what stood out to me that you said was, if everybody's going to have opinions about the movie, but I just suggest you go and see it.
Yes.
And everybody go check it out. And
yes.
you want a lot of people to see it so that they make more Superman movies. So yes. That didn't really tell me what you felt about the movie itself.
It's too early, I didn't want to. But I
saw it twice.
I saw it twice. I felt like that spoke for itself.
Okay.
Yeah. Look, I loved it. I thought it was a really well-made movie. I liked the supporting cast. To me was great. I loved the choices for the characters. It wasn't too overwhelming as far as people thinking maybe there's too many characters in the movie. Pacing was great. David Cornsweet did a fantastic job. So yeah,
Okay. All right.
Without getting into too much, but I'd go see it again in theaters. So
I'm not surprised. Would you say it's better than Quest for Peace? Your favorite Superman movie ever made?
Nothing can ever be better than Quest for Peace.
No one picked up a traffic cone to assault an enemy in the new Superman like they did in Quest for Peace. So
please, yes.
So that still stands out as your best Superman movie.
That'll never change, no matter what.
Right. Just wanted to clarify. We can do a more spoilery, like in-depth exploration another time, because we have a special guest that we should devote some time to. But yes. I just wanted to double click on Superman for a minute, because it's an important moment in cinema history for Kenny. So
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Justin.
I'm glad you liked it.
I'm just wondering, as we look at this Rotten Tomatoes scores.
Yes. What are we looking at here? Where is Quest for Peace on this list?
It's at
you have 14%.
So how many reviews did you have 14%. To submit?
Hey, that's solid. It's double digits.
It's so low that they don't have enough room to put the numbers on the bar graph.
Right.
Yeah.
The numbers have to sit outside of the title.
They have to be
outside. It went negative.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's a good observation.
Look,
man. It's a
that's a very
it's like a fine wine, it just requires a little finesse to appreciate Nuclear Man. I don't know. Look, I'm never going to be able to rationalize. I can't even rationalize it to myself. I've just convinced myself that I like this movie so much. So I'm just going to take that to my grave. So
it's like a traumatic memory, you can't let it go.
Could be.
Yeah.
Trey,
how many reviews did you have to give? Positive reviews did you have to give this movie?
Oh, so that 14% is all me.
Oh,
yeah.
He voted 14 times.
Yeah.
That one review is actually
David, to get
just
it that high.
Kenny's. The rest of them are negative. So of all the reviews, that single review for positive is 14% of all the reviews. That's why.
They basically used the same grading scale that we used last week.
Yeah.
So,
that's fair.
Well,
that's fair.
Yeah.
That actually
the newest
that tilts things.
But Trey, what did you think of the movie, Trey?
I absolutely loved it. I had the same concern going into it that there was going to be too many plot lines, too many characters, too much stuff going on that was going to take away from the core characterization. It really didn't. I thought that it was additive. I thought that the guest stars that came in there, they got built up enough, but they were flavors that were added to the movie. They weren't overwhelming the whole thing.
Yeah.
But for me, it was the characterization of Clark and Superman, who are two kind of separate characters, both of them done perfectly. Lois was absolutely pitch perfect. I mean, just beyond great. And I really liked Lex. It was a home run. I thought it was fantastic.
Okay. Awesome.
So that's what I mean. Go out there, go see it.
Go see it. I can't wait to go see it. There's a lot of good movies coming out. I've heard good things about the new Jurassic World movie. Hopefully Fantastic Four's a home run. And I'm excited about Superman. I've heard nothing but good things so far. Nothing but good things.
Yeah, is Fantastic Four in trouble? I feel like they're under a lot of pressure now because we've gotten two pretty good movies for July. So now we're kind of relying on FF to be actually good.
I think it's going to be really good. I think that the comic book population is ready for a good Fantastic Four movie. It's been a long time. And these are some really capable actors. I think they're coming from a strong storytelling point of view, stylistically, and they're giving you Galactus right out of the gate. I think there's a lot built into this from what we know that could make it a really good Fantastic Four movie. So I'm hyped for it. I'm not worried. Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Look, the bar for Fantastic Four is set pretty low. So as far as live action. So come on.
I was trying to say it in a nicer way, Justin.
Come on. And hopefully everyone's just in a good mood because there's already been these good movies. So maybe they'll be less picky, right? And who knows? They need a hit. Let's
Have you been on the internet?
You're right. You're right. You're right. So Trey, let's get to know you a little bit here. So, I've got some questions built up, and just to kind of get to know you and everything, because you've got an amazingly consistent YouTube channel with something that I was just blown away by, is how when I'm watching one of your videos, I feel like I'm just like sitting there in class, and not in a bad way. It's like a class I chose to take. I just walk in, sit down, and I'm just learning. Your Spider-Man video where you go through like throughout the years and just all that detail and everything, I was just blown away. I learned so much, and it blows me away how like you can look at it and be like, oh yeah, well this is this artist, this is this artist, just like based on the eyes. And that was so informative, and I'll watch every single one of those that you choose to do, just like going throughout the years, the different art styles and everything. So I guess my first question is, who is like Carbon Scoring?
Yeah. I am a kid that started reading comic books, as a 12 or so year old. I think, I know my first actual comic book was G.I. Joe 16. And if you guys probably don't remember, but at the time there were laws that prevented just the things that we all grew up with: He-Man, Transformers, G.I. Joe cartoons. There were federal laws that prevented basically 30-minute television commercials for toys. Mm-hmm. That got deregulated right around that time. But before it did, Marvel Comics, to get around it, actually ran TV commercials for the G.I. Joe comic book. So my first exposure to that comic book was actually that same animation of the G.I. Joe cartoon, but it was advertising Marvel Comics. So I was at good old Table Rock State Park, not too far from us, at the little country store, and I picked up G.I. Joe 16, and man, that was it. I was hooked. And then my first superhero comic was Amazing Spider-Man 250, which is the great kind of battle with the Hobgoblin. The cover has Spidey and the Hobgoblin with flames behind him. I mean, it was an absolutely fantastic issue, and that was it. I mean, I've been reading ever since. And then, toys kind of came and went. I was mostly a kid in the 80s, and we didn't have the kind of superhero toys that we do now. We had superpowers and we had Secret Wars. I wasn't really lucky enough to have very many of those. I had Spider-Man, but that was about it. I did have, Star Wars and some G.I. Joes, and I had some Transformers. And then as I got older and had a little bit of pocket change to go, it came at a time when this industry just exploded with what Toy Biz did in the 90s with world building, and then what Todd McFarlane did with completely changing the quality of action figures and everybody having to raise their game. I just was on that wave, and thankfully I was day one with Spider-Man Classics and Marvel Legends. So I've been right there with those all along. But the big part is at some point my wife looks at me and says, yeah, I wish you could do something with all of this knowledge that you have in your head, just all of these memories and stories and stuff. And so to get to tell them, and then to have people actually enjoy them and listen, it's really a rewarding thing. I mean, I do think that I take it seriously. I think that, that kind of going through the stories and treating them like with the respect that they have, but not too seriously. There's a little bit of a fine line there. But the creators that put this together, they deserve the respect. And so getting to kind of go through their stories and tell it again and again it's just super fun.
You can tell, like, in the tone of your voice when you're talking in the videos, that you know exactly what you're talking about, but also that you enjoy it. That there's that joy behind it, like the excitement in your voice. It's contagious. It really is.
Yeah, that's awesome. You hope it comes across. You if you don't really feel it, people know. They can tell. They're going to see right through that. So fake enthusiasm is just, it's not going to work.
Right. Yes, definitely. You mentioned Table Rock. I think I did hear you say that you're in South Carolina too, right?
Yeah, I live in Greenville. I went to Clemson.
Oh, you're right down the road from me and Andrew.
Yep.
Like literally right down the road. Okay. Yeah, because we're have you been to like the Easley area and all that? Yeah, you're right down the road. Okay.
I have.
So,
Yeah. Did you grow up in Easley? Are you a Green Wave yourself?
I grew up more
Is that
like
derogatory?
right beside
It's the
Easley.
high school nickname.
Yeah, yeah. I went to Wren, so
Oh, okay, yeah.
Powdersville area. So
Gotcha. Yep.
Yeah, we live like kind of just moving, just everywhere we've moved, we've just stayed in the upstate and everything. So I love it. I love it. But and me and Andrew, actually, that's my cousin right there. So we're right down the road from you. We go to Retro Toy Con every
I have a question.
year.
I have a question for the two of you, actually. Do either of you feel like the other one has an accent? Honest question. Do either of you feel like the other one has an accent?
I don't.
Not really.
I think Justin has less than I do.
Andrew.
And mine kind of comes and goes, and it depends on how excited I get. But when you sit there and talk into a microphone and then have to listen to yourself back, I'll hear words or sounds where it's like, ooh, that I twanged that one up a little bit. My wife and my younger daughter have thick South Carolina accents. I mean, very like cartoonishly thick.
It normally it'll come across in like certain words, right? Like just certain words.
It's kind of like being Canadian and saying a boot. Like there's certain things that I say that I cannot not Southern them up, and they come right out that way.
Yeah. As Alexi, do you hear like a difference in the accents, or do you just does it sound like the same to you? Do we all sound the same to you, Alexi?
You all. The only reason I know it's two different people is because you're wearing glasses, Justin.
Oh wow!
It's the hypno glasses. No, I mean like a little Southern, but nothing, like groundbreaking or not groundbreaking, but like earth shaking, I guess. No, I wouldn't say it's an incredibly Southern accent. I would say that there's some accent. David, you have family in California and New York. Like, do you feel like the accent is strong with this one?
With the South Carolinians?
Yeah.
I think all three of them sound the same. I think Andrew's is the heaviest.
Okay, I don't want to say that, but I'm glad you were.
I think Justin's is the middle accent, and I think that Trey's is the lightest accent, actually. But I think that it's more deliberate that it's lighter when Trey is on camera.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I think you probably have enough self-awareness and control and have been doing this for a long enough time to be able to like neutralize your accent a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. I'll tell a quick story. We were at some national some student government or something thing in high school, and my friend and I were sitting there, and these two girls behind us were having what was really not a terrible conversation. One of them was making the hypothesis, I wonder why the Southern accent doesn't just die out, because most of the mass media and the television shows and everything that you're exposed to, doesn't have that Southern accent. And the other girl leans over and goes, they don't get the same shows that we do. Like we're sitting around watching Dukes of Hazzard and Andy Griffith all day long, right? It was pretty hard stereotype right there.
That's awesome.
I think growing up here, you don't really even notice like when you have the accent. Now, when you like go to somewhere like a little more Southern or anything like that, you hear that stronger accent. You're like, oh my gosh, they sound super Southern. I hope I don't sound like that. And then your friend like from another state's like, actually, you sound just like that. I'm like, oh, thanks.
Yeah. Our reputation precedes us. I was in Buffalo for a Bills game. It was awesome. And my daughter and I wanted to go over across the border to see Niagara Falls from the Canada side, because everybody says the Canada side's the better way to see it. So we're at the crossing, and the guard on the Canada side is like, where are y'all from? Obviously, he did not say, where are y'all from? He said, where are you guys from? And we're like, well, we're in Buffalo in town as tourists. He goes, no, where are you from? We're from South Carolina. I'm not kidding. he literally rolls his eyes and goes, "Do you have any guns?"
Oh,
What? No.
wow.
But
Not
anyway.
on me.
Maybe.
Yeah, right. Anyway.
But
Nice.
so he saw you walking up and he just heard
Yep.
yeah, basically. So but yeah, I don't hear it. I don't hear it. That's good shout out, Alexi. Good shout out. I do think that the very first live stream I was ever on, of course, it was on Dan Who's channel, and when the question
just competing accents.
Yeah. Where are you from? And I said South Carolina. I don't remember who said it, but I swear to God, I heard somebody say, "Oh, that makes sense." Like, oh, okay.
We need to find that. We need to find that stream and figure out who said it. It might have been me. I mean, that sounds like something I would say.
It was like, "Oh, this hillbilly. My God."
You just raise your son to filter out the accent.
Now, my wife wants like push it. She thinks it's the cutest thing ever for a little kid to have such a Southern accent. So she's like, "No, I want it. He can grow out of it, but I want him to be like super Southern when they're little." Like,
does he have the accent right now?
Depending on what he says.
Hey, Paul.
Can't help it.
Those.
Does he call you Pa?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not Paul. But so Trey, so we got a good backstory for you. So what do you collect right now? I know Marvel Legends. What else do you collect?
The Spider-Man.
Yeah. Mondo Spider-Man for sure. I really have. I know it seems ridiculous if you've seen any of my stuff or any of my videos to say that I've actually tried to pare it down. But it's Marvel, G.I. Joe. I've gotten into the Transformers 86 movie line almost exclusively, just sort of that side of that collection. More fun vintage stuff. I've been trying to build up my Space Battleship Yamato or Star Blazers collection. Luckily, I'm at a point where I've finished a bunch of lines, and so the Superpowers, the Secret Wars, a lot of the lines of the 80s that I was interested in, those are pretty well wrapped up. I will pick up DC figures. I haven't been, I'm not a completionist on what McFarlane has put out with his DC multiverse, but man, you throw a Ambush Bug or a Captain Cold at me, absolutely, or a Captain Carrot, like all that stuff's coming home, right? Outside of that,
right now,
I'm trying to think. I'm pretty picky with Star Wars Black Series, mostly original trilogy stuff there. But then I have, I FOMO'd my way into the damn Cantina HasLab. So now I'm kind of going back and making sure that I have the 3 3/4 to go into that. That's a start. That doesn't sound like I've pared down at all, does it?
It's just paring down other things to make room for newer things. It evens out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Oh, I'm done with this. Okay, I'm done with that. Now I can save a little money.
No, it always happens, right?
This line looks good. That's And then when you think you're done, they just release something. They update something or something. It's always. What were you saying, David?
Do you have a count, Trey, of what you have?
I really don't. And don't even have a clue.
It's for the better.
Are you scared to count it?
Yeah, I mean, because what if my wife found out what that number is?
Right. Like, I mean, it sounds like you've been collecting since the 80s. And do you still hold on to all those toys from then, or are you in a modern era collection and those you've gotten rid of?
Oh, no. It all's additive. Nothing's going away. I have not ever been a purge type of guy, and I'm really fortunate that I haven't been in a situation where I needed to make any kind of tough choices. So it just keeps adding up.
Wow. Yeah. So you've got to be well above my count of what's on display if you have stuff from the 80s to now.
It's not a contest, but yeah.
We get it, David. You have a lot of figures.
No, I'm just curious. Like we all have a lot. We all collect a lot, but also like if you're collecting for from 80s, 90s, thousands, 10s, 20s, and you're not purging anything, like that can be, you know, you've spent a lot of money on it and you are housing it in a lot of space. So I can only imagine how that is for you to manage in your home, you know, with a family, you know.
So let's just say that one year for Mother's Day, I got my wife a storage unit for me for my and we're now
her a storage unit for you.
Yes, no, it's to get my stuff out of the house. And now we're on, there's more than one storage unit. So,
wow.
But I also, in one of my storage units, I actually have some display there just because there are pieces that are like the flag. I have a flag and that bad boy's 8 feet long and there is no spot in my house to display that. And that is a criminal thing to own and not be able to display and look at. So now when I have to go to storage to get stuff out to make a video, I get to go hang out with the flag a little bit.
That's good. But to the point of keeping all that stuff, I mean, that's what really lends to those mystery boxes, right? And gives such great depth to those that you can go through all of these figures from different periods and look at them, compare them, and give a little background on them. So I always love watching those mystery box videos because there's just so much going on in there. And then even from the viewer point of view, I'm like, I might want to backtrack and grab that. That's something, like today I was watching the Superman one that you posted today.
I was just about to ask if you saw that, Kenny.
I kind of want to go back and get these Red Sun figures, right? Because like I have the McFarlane version, but that doesn't compare to some of these other versions, right? So it's always fun watching.
Yeah, thanks. And for me, that's actually playing with them. Like that's how I'm now interacting with my collection, is the chance to go back and revisit these things and actually break them out. And I'm never going to have room to have, there was easily 50 Supermans in that box, right? I mean, there had to have been, and they're not going to make into the rotation of my display, but to go back and like when you hear me go through those mystery boxes, I really, for the most part, haven't seen them. Like I pull out that crazy looking Jack Kirby Superman that DC directed with the very, very Kirby face, and the excitement and the wonder, like that's me kind of rediscovering this thing all over again. So the channel has helped me actually enjoy my collection and kind of reminded me of what's there so that you can build some new displays and make some fun stuff out of it.
At some point you get to a point where getting all this new stuff, what's old is now new, when you just get to go back and look back at it and everything. If I remember getting like my old toy boxes from my childhood, like out of my parents' attic one day, and oh my gosh, that was so much fun. So much of it was beat up beyond like salvation.
It was the football, right? It was the football toy box.
Yeah.
It's classic.
But it was so much great stuff, and it must be like a museum, Trey, just like a walk through and just look at some of the stuff you've got. Do you have how much old stuff versus like new stuff do you have on display?
It's probably 60-40 old. And I really do like my display space. I really do try to think of it as a museum, in the fact that there are permanent exhibits, things that are always going to be there, and then exhibits that are constantly changing and evolving. And particularly with the whole wall of Marvel Legends, that is changing constantly because of new figures coming out, better versions coming out, switching things in and out, new teams getting to a completion point that they can make a display. I try to really, with those displays, there's storytelling there. So like with my X-Men display, there's different eras of the X-Men, in different, sections of that display. So keeping it fresh, one, it is way more fun for me. And two, it constantly evolves as you go. But there's some stuff down there that just really, it's going to gather some dust because it's where it needs to be. But then like, I think you mentioned the video about going through Spider-Man's history. So I just completely took down my 6-inch Spider-Man display. I said, okay, this has been like this for several years. Let's take it down and think about, how do I want to actually do this? And so when I did, I'm like, let's tell the story because there are so many with Spider-Man, you can pick out so many artist-specific versions that I was able to kind of go through the entire timeline of Spider-Man in that display. And I don't know, nobody else walks down there and gets it, but I look at it, I'm like, yep, I can just read it. It just reads as a story left to right.
Oh, it's so informative too, and just being able to have that backlog where you can go and just, it's like flipping through files. Like, oh yeah, I know I have this figure. If it exists from this time period, I never sold it, so I know I've got it somewhere. Do you your stuff you have like in storage? Do you have it like by year, by brand, or anything? Or
so it's usually by character. Well, no, or brand. So if it's a character, like I have a huge Wolverine 10, I have a huge tote for Captain America. So characters that have so many versions, they've got their own. But then say there's a line like the DC Direct Justice or Kingdom Come, like all those Alex Ross style figures, they're going to be in a bin. So it's one of those things where it allows me to kind of, if I need to find something, like if I'm trying to set up a photo shot or I need a specific thing for a video and I'm trying to bring in something, I can immediately go and find it. And I mean, it's nothing fancy. It's just a bunch of Tupperware with masking tape with, whatever I've got in there written on it. But you can get to it once you've gone through them all and gotten them sorted the way that you want. You can get to them pretty quick.
Oh, nice. I've got to get better on like storing my accessories and everything. I've got them in baggies or in those little like tackle box type things. It eventually always overflows. And I'm looking right here to the left of my desk. I've got so many different hands and accessories from pickups over the past few weeks that I haven't like cataloged yet, I guess, and put them where they need to go. And it's a problem. It's a problem. But it's a problem we all have. So Trey, if you had to pick, this is something I always find interesting to ask people. And David, I'll see the anxiety on his face even when I'm asking you this question, because David can't pick. If you had to pick one out of your entire collection, what would you say is your favorite figure, or just, you can go beyond figure, just toy in general?
So it's kind of a two-part answer. So if the house is on fire and you have to pick one, there was a 5-inch Toy Biz Spider-Man figure that was in my pocket on my wedding day. That one's coming with me. That one can't be replaced. Everything else pretty much can. But I really do think that my favorite all-time figure is the 1997 Toy Biz Silver Surfer line Beta Ray Bill. That bad boy with the vac metal on him, and it was like one of Toy Biz's first attempts at doing like a collector series type of figure. The sculpting, the dynamics, the vac metal of his Stormbreaker, I really think that's my favorite figure of all time.
Oh, dude, a vac metal Stormbreaker sounds amazing.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, and it's not super articulated. It's kind of very McFarlane-esque, sort of pre-posed from that era, but it's fabulous.
That's awesome. David, I saw you shaking your head instantly, just thinking about like, I just wouldn't be able to pick. No,
I don't know how how Trey would be able to select, and it makes sense to hear the answers, stuff that is super nostalgic and memorable. And like, I love the fact that you had a Spider-Man action figure in your pocket on your wedding day. Would love to hear that full story another time, but obviously. And I remember that Silver Surfer line, and it was like an elevated version of a toy line at that time. And there was a lot of vac metal in there. I feel like the Frankie Ray Nova figure was in that wave.
Yep.
But then she was like all like glossy vac metal, and Silver Surfer obviously, and like I think they had a Galactus in that wave even. With
that was in the animated series line, the Galactus was, but he had some vac metal on him too.
Yeah. So I mean, it makes sense how you would choose those things, because those are things that are like stand out in your mind and attached to a lot of experiences that are near and dear to you. So I get it, but in 50 years, how do you pluck out like one thing as your favorite? Because I like to think that everything that we buy is our favorite at the time, and for one reason or another, you know, like we love this
second
when it came out at this moment, and this is like the best representation of this character, and you know, like, but I think what I appreciate about your, I don't know, your channel or your output is like you're walking the viewer through your entry points to all of these properties and like what the journey that you've been on with the characters that make you love the toy. So it's, you know, all of us have our entry point and our thing that like anchored us into toy collecting because a movie was really great or, you know, a character really resonates with us. And so I think probably why you're so successful in YouTube is that you're able to like articulate and navigate us through your entry points to all of these nostalgic properties. So
well, you never forget your first, right? I mean, my first G.I. Joe was Clutch. My first Transformer was Jazz. You know, so those are going to be, you know, my favorites. And when you read your comments from people, you know, you can pick out, you know, okay, I know exactly how old you are because Andrew Garfield is your favorite Spider-Man. You know, I mean, you know, and now we're getting to a point where, you know, people are like, no. Revenge of the Sith is the best Star Wars movie. And I'm like, okay, maybe, but I get it because that's what you love. And that's where, you know, that whole, the passion of that came to you. Yeah. And that's awesome. I think that's great.
Yeah. Just like Quest for Peace is the best.
It's exactly like that.
Kenny will die on that hill. He will die on that hill. But yeah, Trey, David has about a heart attack every time I'm like, okay, top 3 of this or tops. He brought like 40 figures to our top 3 figures of the year so far.
There's an exaggeration. Slight exaggeration.
Is it? But so speaking of favorite toys of the year so far, it's been hot and heavy with some great figures so far this year, Trey. Do you have a favorite pickup so far this year?
Oh man, what all has come out this year? It's
that's the harder question. Look at that.
Yeah. I
mean, pick something out of his entire 50-year collecting history. But what came out this year?
It does kind of run together. I mean, I hate that, but like it is. I mean, I get told this at my house constantly. It's Christmas every day for me. You know, I mean, it is just a steady stream of stuff coming. Well, I do know what the best thing that I picked up this year was. We were on vacation. We were actually in Italy, and I got the second series Black Hole Old Bob figure. Black Hole bombed at the box office. It just didn't do great. It was like 1979. Mego got the license because they missed the Star Wars license to Kenner, and so they were buying up every license they could. So they made a series 1 set of figures that had the main characters, including the 2 main robots, Maximilian, the big red bad guy, and Vincent, the little, you know, good guy. But there was the old robot, appropriately named Old Bob, who was in Wave 2. And because the movie didn't sell, they just basically dumped all those Wave 2 figures a little bit in Canada, but predominantly in Italy for some reason. And so my wife and I were over there on vacation. And I mean, you're always kind of thinking about it, you know, like, maybe. And so I just did a quick search, you know, vintage toy stores around Florence. And I found this guy and he had one. And so my wife and I, we'd had a great day. We'd been to a couple of museums. We'd had like a 2-hour lunch. It was just a perfect vacation day. And she says, I think I want to take a nap. And I'm like, I think I want to go get that damn toy. So luckily they have Uber, and I snuck over and scored that thing. And I just, you know, Black Hole just left again. It's what you came into, right? And that movie, I don't even think I saw it in theaters. I think it came on like Sunday night when ABC would show Disney movies. Yeah. And that movie scared the absolute hell out of me because it's a kind of a horror movie as much as it is anything else. But that seared in memory. Yeah. So getting to find Old Bob, that was a score. That was really good.
That's such a good feeling, walking into like just a mom and pop type toy store and just seeing like something that you weren't expecting to see or that you've been hunting for forever. And
yeah, this place it was just kind of in a little strip mall shopping center, just like anywhere, in the USA. But this dude had everything. He had like all the Starcom stuff that was only released in Europe. He had he had just unbelievable things, which I had to be good, because that was a pretty pricey piece. And so I went with a mission. So I just looked, took some pictures, and had to leave a lot of stuff behind. But yeah, it's so much better to find things out in the wild, to actually meet somebody, talk to them about it. That's the fun of collecting.
Yeah. The instant gratification of it's in hand now. I didn't, when I order something online, I'm just like, do you do this? You get the email with the tracking number and you just kind of like, oh, well, let's see. When's it saying it's going to get here? I know it hasn't moved yet, but is it going to give me an estimated delivery date? Like that kind of thing. It's just being able to walk in somewhere, put hands on it and leave with it. It's so much better. So much better. I did want to say a couple more people dropped into the chat. Northern Nomad was here. Hey, suckers. What's up, Northern Nomad? And I brought this up earlier, but of course, I knew Compulsive Collector would have something to say about the Southern talk.
Right.
Yeah, thank you, John. Thank you, John. And Art G popped in as well. What's up, Art? Thank you for showing up, my friend. Home Dude says, so far, his favorites, the Figma Tears of the Kingdom Link and the Hammond Spinosaurus. Home Dude's been talking up that Hammond collection Spinosaurus. He's been like really impressed with it. I haven't seen it yet. I don't see any Hammond collection around here, like ever.
I'm just not attached to the Spinosaurus dinosaur. Like I've seen that toy on the shelves, but I'm like, I guess I didn't see. I think it was used in the third movie of the original trilogy. I read that, and I don't remember the third movie.
We don't remember the third movie, Dave. That's on purpose.
That's on purpose. I rewatched the first and the second one because I'm trying to like hype myself up for the new one, but I haven't rewatched the third one yet, and I don't remember the last time I saw it. But I read on Wikipedia, which is the best source of information ever.
Cardback's gonna come after you now.
They use the Spinosaurus as like the big villain of dinosaur of the movie in place of the T-Rex for that movie. So I guess because I don't remember that movie, I guess that's why I'm not hyped for that toy. But I keep seeing the Titanosaurus. What is it called? The super colossal Titanosaurus, which is like a brachiosaur, long neck thing, and it looks so good, but it's like $75, and I need it to go on clearance. Like, I really want it. I want big long things, but I can't spend $75 on that.
Michael Davis is here as well. What's up, Michael Davis? And Cleva's saying facts on being able to pick stuff up in hand. And he said, yeah, that Amazon box just doesn't hit the same. It doesn't. So
I feel that like I have trust issues. Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
It's nice having access to things like that. It's nice, but it just it's being able to walk into like Cosmos around here, or Toy Federation, and just like, oh, I wasn't expecting to get this. One of my favorite finds this year was when I missed out on I was late to the party on 9 to 5 Warriors, and I didn't have Commodore Crisps. I didn't have Commodore Crisps at all. And seeing it on the peg at Toy Federation, I was like, oh, I couldn't get it off the peg quick enough. Almost took the peg down. And so, but it's just nice, man. It's nice. It's really nice. Anybody else have, because I've been asking a lot of questions. I have one last question, but I'm going to save that as the last question, right?
Sure, yeah.
Nobody knows what that question is, I'm sure. But we'll go around the table here. Does anybody else have any questions for Trey?
Yeah, sure. So I think one that we ask quite often too is a property that you would love to see made into figures that doesn't exist, or maybe there's only one like older iteration of it, but you'd like to see an updated version, something in either of those. But I guess just a property that you'd really love to see in figure form.
Yeah, it's pretty niche, but when I was in first grade, the reruns or the first premiere of Star Blazers came on television after school, and it's the space battleship Yamato Japanese anime that first appeared in 1973. So it actually just had its 50th anniversary. I would love to see a company like Bandai or one of their subsidiaries actually really dig into Space Battleship Yamato, the full history of that anime line. I imagine probably nobody knows even what I'm talking about with that one. A toy line that I'm fingers crossed hoping that we're gonna see at San Diego. I really, really need Jada to do an expansive Invincible line. I mean, that's I think the best comic this century that's been put out. And there's so much there. I mean, we got our Diamond Select stuff, and I've talked about them on my channel as much as I possibly can. But man, that is an untapped resource of just unbelievable toy line. And with the popularity of the Amazon Prime show, it's got a much bigger audience now. So it'd be great to see like a real world building line from that.
Yeah. Hear that card back, world building.
It makes so much sense for some, if not Jada, somebody to do it. But Jada makes a lot of sense, and that seems to be the rumors at the moment, right? So at least
and they could do multiple things with that, right? They could do animated series figures, they could do the comic figures as well. They could, do.
They're truly so close. Like yeah, the designs are so close. I'm okay. I mean, like I'm a comic fan first. I read that whole run every month where it came out, every month-ish. But the animated is so close that whatever they give us would be great.
Hell yeah. Jada's killing everything. I haven't got my hands on a Jada figure that I didn't absolutely love so far. Right. All right. And Cleva in the chat's got a question, Trey. So what is your favorite combiner?
I mean, so it's got to be Devastator, right? Like you got to go OG on that.
Nice. And I see Greg.
GoBots had a combiner. Did y'all know that there was like a 6-car set of GoBots that combined? I don't remember what the name of it was, but I have those too. So I try to stand up for my GoBots. They are the redheaded stepchildren of the transforming world, but I still love me some GoBots.
I remember GoBots totally. You mentioned earlier, Trey, that you were big in in the 80s we had Secret Wars and Superpowers. So what would you say your interface now today is when Marvel Legends puts out a Secret Wars wave? Are you grabbing that up and any character that kind of fits that to recreate that in modern day? And what's your interface with Batman 66 and the Superpowers, the Super Friends waves that are coming from McFarlane lately?
Yeah, man, great question. So I basically have a seizure and wet my pants when the Secret Wars stuff gets announced. I mean, that's just, and the fact that they busted out the lenticular shields with those is just fantastic. So probably one of the things that so Secret Wars, that was my wheelhouse. So taking you back in time, Amazing Spider-Man 250 is my very first superhero comic. That story ends in Amazing Spider-Man 251. That's the end of that battle. And at the end of that issue, Spidey goes into Central Park. He gets in the construct and zips off to the Secret Wars. The next month is issue 252. That's the first appearance of the black costume. Mm-hmm. So literally, this is my introduction to the Marvel Universe, is right when Secret Wars happens. So my whole foundation of everything I know about these characters is from that miniseries. Cap is the hero of heroes. Mr. Fantastic has superpowers, but the biggest one is his brain. The X-Men are outcast. All of that. My whole link to the Marvel Universe comes from that Secret Wars comic. So I'm going to buy multiples of anything that they put out from that. And so getting the Beyonder, we've got rumors of a second wave. We've still got some characters that we've never seen in action figure form, Volcana being like a huge one of that. But I do think that wave, we talked about earlier about the need for constantly keeping people in the line, keeping people coming into it. I have no problem when they stick a black suit Spidey in that wave and take up a spot with that, because somebody didn't get the last black suit Spidey.
Right.
This is their chance to get it. Yeah. Like in this second wave, if they've got a red and blue Spidey, awesome, because that means somebody gets to get one. I'm hoping that like a single carded Daredevil, because the best Marvel Legends Daredevil we got was stuck in that 3-pack, which I got, but like a lot of people didn't. So I'm an all-in guy. I want everybody to be able to enjoy this. So if you fill up a few slots in a wave with figures or characters that I already have, but they're foundational guys, but then that lets me get a Titania, and a Beyonder. Let's go. That works for everybody. So yeah. So that line, praying for announcement for Wave 2. At San Diego.
Yes.
I did pick up all those Batman 66 ones, and I thought Todd did a great job of filling in the gaps and also using the same scale that Mattel had, so that the stuff that we had bought before didn't just get stuck in a bucket somewhere. So that, and then carrying on that scale with these new superpowers is pretty fun. The wave 1 was a lot of stuff that we've had. But Wave 2 with Toyman and Captain Cold. Yeah. And then the leaked rumors for Wave 3 with Zan, which hopefully that means we'll get a Wave 4 that has Jaina in it. I'd love to see him squeeze out four waves of that before the license goes away.
Totally. Awesome. Glad you're on board with that. Those are some nostalgic ones to me too. So
and vehicles, and the man, I mean, he's made a bat cave and the bat boat and the villain's hideout and at really good price points.
Yeah.
So that's one that as another, like a round of rotational display happens in my secret lounge, I would love to be able to really diorama up a Batman 66 display.
I'll send you some pictures on Instagram.
Yeah, please.
What I've done. Yeah, love it. That's my like entry point property to superheroes is Batman 66. I was born in 83, so like in the mid to late 80s, the reruns were on like cable, like the Family Channel and stuff like that. So like that was my first like live action heroes and villains fighting it out in crazy costumes. So like that's my like formative foundational thing in anything to comic books. Before I read a comic, before Batman 89 and the movies, like that was the first exposure for me. So like
that's it. That's your canon. That's your head canon of Batman right there.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So Andrew and Alexi up there, you got any questions? Andrew, any Star Wars specific questions?
Maybe the one I sent in the chat.
When you sent the chat, what?
Yeah. Should I go with that one?
Yeah, go ahead.
So your name is Carbon Scoring. Have you seen a lot of action? A little Star Wars reference question.
Over my head.
Yes. Okay, actually, so the name, it's pandemic and we're all kind of trapped in our own little worlds, and I was picking up some like 3D printed spaceships that hadn't been made before, like a 6-inch scale Colonial Viper from Battlestar Galactica. And you guys know that particularly even 5 years ago, that 3D printing, it looks pretty rough. You got to work with it, you've got to clean it up, and then to make them look like something, they really needed to be kind of scuffed up, detailed, that type of thing. And I showed it what I was doing to my brother. He's like, God, that's awesome, man. You should make like a YouTube channel of you sort of scuffing up these different spaceships and call it Carbon Scoring. And I'm like, nah. So for Christmas, he sends me a note and says, hey, congratulations. I registered you a YouTube channel in your name called Carbon Scoring. Now go get to work. And I'm like, And then I realized, like, I was doing that as just something for fun, and that wasn't where my true passion was. My true passion is the stuff that you guys have kind of keyed in on. It's like the intersection of comics history and action figures, the why do we care about this stuff? So that's kind of where it all started. But yeah, no, we've seen a little action around here.
Nice one, Andrew. Alexi.
Yeah. So I followed your channel before these chumps ever stumbled upon it, and I love those box videos, and I love the energy, and I love how long you've been collecting. So I guess one of the things that Dan Larson over at Toy Galaxy talks about is that collections, they go through these phases. You go through a phase of like building up and really massing it and just getting it to be as big as you can. David Evan Smith is there, so that's a good example of where you're at with the collection. And then you go through a phase where you like shave some off, where you decide that you don't want to go into that direction, and maybe you want to harvest or push into another direction. So where are you with your collection at this time? You mentioned that you have 2 additional areas for storage. Is that because those are filled with pieces that you can't part with? You absolutely want those in your collection, or maybe parts that you want to invest in later? Or what is the criteria for what you keep on display close to you and what goes into a storage away from you?
Yeah, that's a great question. So while I never have really kind of purged any of my collection, you do have waxing and waning interest, right? You go through different time periods of your life. You have eras where you're, raising children, or you're in school, or you're, whatever. I mean, life is never a straight line. There's always going to be some ups and downs. And so, there were periods where I wasn't, I would have things on pre-order. I would keep my Marvel Legends kind of on pre-order, but I just would open them and let my kids play with them. So like when you talk about accessories, man, I have no idea where like most of the accessories are from like 2003 to like 2013, because they just were toys. They really are still just toys. But as far as that goes, it definitely, there were times where I never stopped collecting, never stopped reading comics, but it wasn't the kind of passionate stuff that I've got going on now, where I'm so much more connected to the community. And that's really what the channel has done, and just the opportunities that the channel has given me. And the truthfully, the positive feedback that you get, if I'd started all this and everybody's like, you kind of suck, then you wouldn't keep going. But
no, you just start a weekly Saturday live stream instead.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I got too many football games to go to for that. But it's you go through phases of passion. Of course, you will have toy lines kind of come and go, and so you'll ride a wave of those. Like I was, when Black Series first started, I'm like, nope, this is it. I am ride or die with Black Series. And then that broke, you get a couple of like exclusives that you can't get a hold of. And then they come out with a wave that you're maybe just not as interested in. And so, that's a line that has really sort of died off for me. So you kind of have those moments of up and down with everything.
Yeah, I will say that I've been collecting since, I've been like serious collecting since like 2017. And during that time, I got on, and for the DC franchise, DC Icons was still alive, and there was still a lot of DC Universe classics that were in circulation. And then you had the Mattel DC Multiverse that was still ongoing at that time. So I think from the period that I started collecting and paying attention to everything that was available or that was waning or waxing, I think McFarlane is the only company, and I'm not saying this as a dig, it's the only company that I've seen rise and fall while collecting. But I'm about to see the beginning of another Mattel DC line, and Marvel Legends has been going on since the Toy Biz era. So, it's Toy Biz versus Hasbro, but Hasbro had already had the contract, so I was past the dark days of Hasbro. So it's exciting to be collecting now because there's so many things, like anything that you want as an action figure or in the action figure space, you can pretty much get at this point in time. And that's very exciting. But the other kind of nervous thing is, are we on the other side of the bell curve where we're going to start to go down with quality or availability or something? How do you feel about that as a collector that's been in the game for so long? Do you feel like we're in the Bronze Age now? Are we still in the Golden Age? Are we the Brass Age? What do you think?
That is a fantastic question. I think that we're still in a pretty golden age. You know, when you look at the stuff that is coming out mass market with Marvel Legends, when we look at that Psylocke figure and that the head sculpt and that the inkjet, what they've been able to do with those faces, and that's I know it hadn't been easy to get, and you know, forget store exclusives, that's a whole nother battle, but these are the kind of things that are out there, you know, that are still considered, you know, mass market stuff, but they're expensive, and everything has gotten so much more expensive. And you know, when you're talking about, I mean, when I was first buying Marvel Legends, they were $7, $6 or $7, and they came with a comic book and a base and accessories. I mean, and granted, there's some natural inflation, but there's been some over inflation. And we're guys that are, you know, buying a freaking $70 import 6-inch figure, you know, like I'm not afraid to drop that on. Yeah. Right there. Exactly. And it's awesome. I mean, you know, yeah. And if you pulled that Thor out and held it up to the 1991 Toy Biz Marvel Superheroes Thor, you would just be like, oh my God, this is heaven. Like that's a real person that's like 6 inches. So I still think very much in a golden age. There was a different kind of golden age in the late 90s where you had a lot of little companies scooping up some incredible licenses. You had Resource doing Speed Racer. You know, you had Muppets figures. Like it was almost like anything that could possibly happen. Of course, McFarlane was going in so many different directions at that point with Movie Maniacs and just, all of the things. But that bubble kind of burst, you know, and a lot of those companies went out of business. And I'm afraid that, you know, you're seeing that with companies right now. You're seeing contraction with companies. And so I'm obviously worried about that. And then I have 4 kids. They don't play with toys. They're older, but I mean, when they were younger, they didn't play with toys. They're playing video games. And where is that nostalgic entry point for them? MCU and hopefully James Gunn CU is going to, you know, be a point for that. But you know, I don't want to be the old man saying, you know, get off my lawn, but you do have to worry about where things are going, and cost is a major factor with all this, right? I mean, we've all felt that. I mean, it's just brutal, the cost of stuff.
Yeah. Do you think that's why they're like branding things more gamerverse for this current generation, to try to get the people that are playing all of those video games instead of reading comics?
Yeah, I know. That's the first time I've actually thought about that. That's actually a really great idea. I think it's probably that somebody on Hasbro's team has nostalgia for that and brought the idea up, and that's, you know, how it came about. But I mean, that definitely dials in, and I don't know. Are there plans for like a new Marvel Capcom sort of thing? Is there anything out there that may happen at all?
I don't know.
But, do you mean like a new game?
Yeah, like a new game.
There is a new game that was advertised. It's not with Capcom, but it is a Marvel fighting game.
Yeah.
It's like Soul of something. It is coming out, but it's not related to Capcom, so we won't see any new designs for Street Fighter or anything like that.
But like my oldest son, you know, he's I'm certain playing video games right now, and he likes Marvel movies. You know, he'll go and watch Marvel movies with me, but he's never read a comic book. And he doesn't give diddly squat about the toys, but he'll play the hell out of some Marvel Rivals. And so it's actually been really cool because he's learning these characters and some of this backstory and some of this mythology through Marvel Rivals. And he and I have been able to talk about that stuff in a way that we hadn't been able to before, because he's like, oh, Magic is such a cool character. I'm like, yeah, did you know, blah, 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 blah. And so that's been a pretty cool like bring us
Nice.
together kind of moment.
Yeah,
Nice.
absolutely.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Greg Trejo in the chat, Marvel took on. That's the fighting game that's coming out, but it's just Marvel characters. Back to your point about the Marvel Rivals franchise being a revival of those characters for a newer audience. You're absolutely right. And I think, other than the capitalist side of that, of just being like a free game to like generate revenue through costumes, on the other side is they are generating interest to those characters through those costumes and that gameplay. So it is a way to keep the Marvel, I don't want to say, in a business sense of like keep the license alive, but like to keep the characters alive, to keep the, the universe and people interested in that. And things like music evolves and you have to change the sound to attract a new audience. And just like these characters, like Marvel is changing their sound to attract a new audience through Rivals. So I agree.
You got to find that bridge to bring new. I think it's been said before, right? If a new generation is interested in toys, then what's ultimately going to happen with these brands as we inevitably start to age out, right? I think being adults are a myth, right? I don't think of myself as, I've got 2 kids and I don't still consider myself an adult. All right. That's gross, but at some point you have to have new people coming into the hobby, right? New people care about the comics and the toys and everything. And that's something really that the MCU, it did breathe new life into Marvel Legends, right? Hopefully DC can follow suit after fumbling the ball constantly. But also it's so cool to see. I collect based on nostalgia usually, right? I think we all do. But the stuff these smaller toy companies are doing, like Mythic Legions, like the 4 Horsemen, Savage Crucible, and just all these other companies coming up, like these smaller companies, and just giving us like high quality toys. And I hope that keeps going and they don't go under, and that can push the bigger companies. Competition amongst companies, whether it's big or small, is nothing but good for us, right? Trey, do you collect anything more on like the indie side from like these smaller companies?
Yeah, a little bit. Some of it comes down to space and money, right? But I was late on Mythic Legions, and I kind of had to just say, it's not my passion. They're so awesome. Don't do that. But then I'm like, yeah, but Cosmic Legions are pretty cool. So unfortunately, I have kind of picked up a bunch of the Cosmic Legions, but they're all awesome. I got to go to Toylanta this year, and they had that freaking dragon on display. And have you guys actually had a chance to see that thing?
I did at ZoloCon in where did they do that? In Pennsylvania. They did it this year, but they had it on hand. It's massive, impressive beyond words. You have to see it.
It really is. And I mean, I'm like ready to, back it. And then I'm like, where are you going to put that? I mean, it's bigger than my pets. I mean, it's absolutely huge. So, but your point is exactly right. Like, it's so cool to see these creative people having these outlets, and like what I see and where I've actually had a lot of fun over this past year. And that's probably the answer to what is some of the best stuff that I've gotten this year is custom things, custom heads, 3D printed, the things that the grassroots stuff that's happening. And as that technology becomes more accessible, I think we're going to see more and more of that available to us.
Do you do a lot of David here does a lot of customization of his figures and upgrading? Do you upgrade any like Marvel Legends with any like custom wired capes or anything like that?
I do a little bit. You'll get some where you're like, why the hell does Doctor Strange not have like, a wired cape, right? Like his cape has personality. Like it really needs to have a wire. So I do a little bit with that. I've really spent a lot of time and, a lot of effort in picking up custom Spidey heads because it's the subtle differences in those eyes that represent artist A versus artist B versus artist C. So those have been like really super cool. I see stuff that people do and I'm just amazed though. Just so good.
So you're right down the road from us. Are you going to Retro Toy Con this year?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be there Saturday. We'll have to meet up.
Okay, we definitely will.
Yeah.
Saturday's the tough day for me because, like I said, I am, as much as I love toys, action figures, and comic books, I'm a bigger college football fan of my Clemson Tigers, and fingers crossed, we might be pretty good this year. So I don't miss a game anyway, but we'll hook up for sure.
Oh yeah,
we can go on a field trip to the Toy Federation together.
There we go. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. I'll be there. I should be there Sunday too. Cool. That's So I try to go both. I never go Friday, but Saturday it's so especially this past year. It was Alexi uses the term like SDCC, like butts to nuts. That was Retro Toy Con this past year. Their YouTube channel, Toy Federation's YouTube channel, has blown that event up. Like, it's gotten bigger and bigger each year. Last year was insane. Yeah. Insane. But then you go Sunday and it's like, I can breathe and I can walk around and actually look at stuff. And it's so much.
You got to come Friday. Friday's fun. Friday's way less people soup. It's a lot better.
I probably can now, because now with my job, I have Fridays and Saturdays off, and then Sundays are my easy work day, so I can still go after that. So I might just go all 3 days this year. So that'll be fun.
There you go.
But that's one of those things where having a Toy Con in my town kind of got me doing that. And then I did go to Toylanta, and I went to Joe Fest a couple of times, and it's brought back that part of collecting, the interacting part of collecting, which we'd lost, right? Because everything is click, pre-order, and that's it. And there's no, there's not the level of joy of humanity, and we all saw how hobbies, baseball cards, action figures exploded during the pandemic when we were all, so isolated. But like, the conventions have shown me, no, man, we are absolutely not isolated. Opportunities like this where we just get to sit and talk about stuff that we care about. It's really cool. This is what it should be.
I'm glad you went there, because like I feel like us that gravitate towards YouTube this is our way of being connected to the community on a regular basis and being able to talk to like-minded people that collect the same things. But what I've noticed with a lot of successful YouTubers is that their Instagrams don't reflect the same engagement. So like, and this is no shade, but like I looked at your Instagram and I followed you, and for you with such a wide reach and variety and expanse on YouTube, your Instagram following is a little modest. So is that reflective of your willingness to like? It's a different audience, like the Instagram audience is different from the YouTube audience. So are you broke into YouTube because your brother got you on the channel? So are you maintaining an Instagram as just to have another place to advertise for the YouTube, or are you interested in the Instagram community as well? I mean, where do you fall on that?
Yeah. So a lot of it's time, right? Like the amount of time that you have, and YouTube does take up a ton of time against life, and so I've found a decent balance where I can get my one video out a week, but that's kind of the max. And so I never wanted, I didn't want my Instagram channel to just be an advertisement for what I'm doing on YouTube. I mean, I do it some, but a lot of times it's more like, here's something weird or neat or different that I found that's not enough to be a video, that's not going to reach the level of making it onto one of my YouTube videos. So it's a chance to kind of share some of that side of it. But I mean, Instagram is fun. I look at it because that's where I'm getting ideas and learning about stuff, but my input into it is more, as you see, way more peripheral. And it's just a matter of priorities as much as anything.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But you talk about kind of the isolation, like this is not a joke. I'm in the closet, you know. So, like, I mean, this is it. This is where I do this stuff. Like, this is where I am working. This is where the computer's set up. I mean, it ain't glorious, you know. It is not a glamorous sort of thing. So, you know, having the chance to get more touches, more real touches, it gets you, you know, it gets you out of this little box.
Yeah, it's fun. And we met through another YouTuber, through Dan Who. And I mean, I kind of grew up with Andrew, but you know, that's whatever. But we're living all around the country, and we just met through different groups and being on other live streams together, and just in Instagram chats and stuff. And I was able to trick these guys into just coming on a show with me every Saturday night. So it's fun, man. It's another aspect to the collecting, because if you're not able to share it, it's just like, oh yeah, this cool toy. And if I show my wife, she's like, that's good, honey. That's nice. You know, like a patting on the head. Yeah, that's cool.
Carolina's more like, you already have that.
Yeah. It's like, oh no, you already have that one. No, I don't. See, this one's got a different face. This one's got a different face and different.
Try explaining that every Superman pickup. It's complicated. Okay, it's like
right. No. This one, the cape attaches here, not here. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. It's different. It's different. My damn boys in the chat came across my recommended, so I'm hanging out now. Well, welcome, my damn boys. Welcome to Collecting Justified.
Screen name.
Yeah,
my damn boys. But do you live stream carbon scoring? Have you done? I'm not familiar.
I don't. No? I haven't.
Are we your first?
I was on displaying model behavior one time.
Okay.
So I got, you know,
what?
But it's again, it's trying to maintain family time, maintain the, you know, the separation of stuff, and it you know, it's keeping those boundaries and priorities a little bit. It's not a negative thing. It's just, you know, wanting to. I try to get the work done during certain. I have, you know, we all have a pattern, right? And I've kind of gotten into a pretty good rhythm of, if I get this done by Monday, this done by Tuesday, you know, I've got a video put together, and then it doesn't keep me from doing all the stuff as a dad, as with my job, with all of those sort of things.
Yeah. I've got a rule. If I'm like in here recording and like my 4-year-old's like playing or something, I can record if he's like busy doing something. But the second he asks me to do something, it's like, okay, well, I'm dropping what I'm doing. I'm being with my kid. Like, that's my rule. If he's awake,
hold on, my attention. I haven't recorded a weekly Wednesday wrap up in 3 weeks. Can you please give me a minute?
Why do you have to eat every day?
Yeah,
you ate 3 weeks ago. Get back in the basement with Andrew. But nah, that's why these streams it's a Saturday night at 8:45 ish, because work schedule, right? So I have to work around that, other engagements, and it's after the kids are to bed. So it's like, okay, I come in here and it's an agreement with the wife. It's once a week. And I get to do this, and then like that's it. And then I record videos when I can. And I came to the conclusion with her, I always have to get up super early to go to work anyway. So I told her, I think I'm just going to start waking up an hour earlier, coming in the room, and that'll be my recording time, because the kids are asleep, you're asleep, and I don't feel like it's cutting in anything else. I can go to work. I never have to worry about getting to work late at that point. I go to work, I come home, I do everything else. And then that'll just be like, oh, that's my hour and a half, whatever it ends up being, to do my YouTube stuff. And I think that's the only way, because I've got a 4-year-old who's about to be 5, and I've got a 5-month-old. So there is no free time during the daytime. None.
No, and that's what matters. And you know, I say this all the time. Nobody's going to come up to you and go, hey, Justin, why don't you take you 30 minutes and go film some YouTube stuff? It's not going to happen. You've got to carve it out, and you have to carve it out in a way that doesn't take away from the things that truly matter.
Exactly. But it's fun, man. Like, I'll tell anybody, and I made my YouTube channel from like, really it was Dan Who saying like, hey, just try it, do it, everything. And same with the live streaming. Anybody who's thinking about doing it, just do it. It's fun. do it until it's not fun anymore. If you're not having fun, then stop. And but it's fun, and just being able to connect with everybody, being able to connect with people like you, Trey, on the slide of like the guests we've had on here. It blows me away that just people choose to come on here and talk to us. Like it blows me away that these guys, I guess I'll call them, I don't want to get their heads too big, but friends, use the
no,
F
absolutely.
word.
Absolutely. These are friendships, and not purposefully not dropping any names, but when I've gone to like Toy Federation's RetroCon and I've gone to some other places, I've had the opportunity to meet other YouTubers, guys that you guys know, and they're awesome. Like every single one of them has been great. They've been helpful. They've like guided me. They've given me advice. They've, kind of showed me the way to get to do other things. And so like, if you get an opportunity to go to, one of these shows and stuff, man, talk to them, talk to people, because like, I'm scared. Like I sit here and put my face on TV every week, but like, I'm pretty shy about going up and talking to some person that you look up to, as a person on toy YouTube. But they've all been awesome and like so helpful. And I'm super lucky, because one of them a couple of years ago, I said, "Oh man, I'd love to go to San Diego." He goes, "Your channel's big enough, just apply for a press pass." And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he like shows me like how to put in like an application for a press pass. So I got one last year, only because a fellow YouTuber kind of walked me through the process. And so I went. I didn't really know anybody, and now I know more people. I get to go back in a couple of weeks, and I'm so excited for it in a different way, because now I am going to hang out with dudes that I feel like I'm friends with, that I know, because you're going to gravitate toward people that are more like you, right? There's plenty of channels out there that are just all about negative, all about dogging stuff, all about telling you how bad everything is. Well, I mean, those aren't really the guys that I'm talking to, because that's not my purpose on this journey, on this mission. Like I really do want to put something positive out in the world. There's plenty of figures that I can't stand, but I'm not going to talk about them on YouTube. That I'm not going to spend my time talking about something negative, and it's okay. I watch the negative videos. Like I love those too, but that's just not what I'm going to put out there. But yeah, the opportunity to kind of meet and really get to know other people, because we're the same, man. We have so much more in common than we have with a lot of other people in our world.
Oh yeah. A lot more in common than we have that like separates us, right?
Yeah,
and
always.
It's weird, man. Like going to a con is like, I'm getting over, and I think this has helped me. Like when I see like somebody that I recognize maybe from YouTube, it's not my first instinct to walk up and say hi, right? It's like, I don't know, just like, but it's easier at a con now. It's like, oh, okay, I might as well say hi. Hey, I'm so and so. It's a lot easier than like on a Walmart or a Target aisle seeing another collector and you just give the nod, right? It's like,
right.
But yeah, it's fun. I want to go to more cons as the kids get a little older. Maybe like NYCC one year.
Yeah, dude, with a 5-month-old, it's hard to do that, but
that not happening right now.
It'll all happen. It'll happen.
Oh yeah. But guys, I think we're about to wrap it up. Oh wait, I can't forget, Trey. I have one more important question. It's the most important question we've had all night. So something I ask everybody that comes on the show. So there was, dare I call it, a masterpiece movie that came out around 2016, right? It's kind of a stop motion animation movie, and only one of these other guys is on the screen with me here has seen it. It's one of my favorite movies. I don't know exactly why, but I just love it. And this movie, I mean, it's broken records, and it hasn't received the amount of love that it needs, and it's free to watch on Netflix. Trey, can you give me your in-depth opinion on Kubo and the Two Strings?
Yeah, that shouldn't take very long at all. I can tell you everything I know about it in about 1 nanosecond. Look, man, I feel you. You know, I got a chance to interview the Marvel Legends team last year at San Diego, and you know they're giving me the wrap it up signal, and I'm like, okay, I've got one last question. I'm like, when are we getting Power Pack figures? And they're like, that's the last question. Like that's the thing that you care the most, that you've saved for the very end is Power Pack. I'm like, absolutely. So you know, we all have our picadillos.
Right. Yeah. It's a bit at this point. Yeah. Compulsive Collector knew it was coming. Greg called it earlier when I mentioned one last question earlier. Yeah. He's like, yep, here it comes. Here it comes. Yeah. I did want to point out My Damn Toy says 90% full-time content creator. It's a grind. I can't imagine. I imagine you were just recording. People would think that, oh, that's an easy job. There's no way that's an easy job. You've got to be working. When you work for yourself like that, you probably working twice as much as anybody else would work a regular 9 to 5. That's woof.
Well, the demands of being creative too, right? I mean, it's one thing to make a video; it's another thing to come up with the idea for a video.
Oh yeah, a lot. I have creator's block all the time when it comes to like thumbnails or even titles, like titles of a live stream or something.
Weekly topics,
right? Now next week we know we have another guest. Disavowed's coming on next week. Disavowed Action Figures is coming on next week, and so we've got the topics kind of set up, right? David, Disavowed's coming out next week. The week after that, we're talking about San Diego Comic-Con. Then the week after that is our episode 50, which still blows me away that we've lasted this long consistently. We've only missed 1 week because I can't even remember. Yeah, I don't know. I was like dog sick or something like that. Mm-hmm. Lawrence, you're here just in time. We're wrapping up, my friend. We're here just in time. We'll be on another 5 hours. Yeah. But no, we're calling it early.
Before we wrap up, though, I mean, we have brought up San Diego a few times. You might as well ask the man, like, what are you looking forward to the most?
Yeah. Okay.
At San Diego.
Yeah. So again, I think it's like seeing people that I've met. Like it comes down more to kind of building relationships and hanging out with people. Because there's a lot of opportunity to do that. And, you know, you're always excited about being there for new reveals and, you know, having a chance to kind of hobnob with, you know, whoever. I do actually, I do have a couple of cool things lined up. Are y'all aware of the Cold Slither concert that's happening? Okay. So I've got my tickets to Cold Slither. And then, so that's Thursday night. So that's also FF premiere night. So I'm going from Cold Slither to see FF. So that is going to be one long, awesome day. But hey, you know, invite me back. I'd love to come back and do a recap of like what San Diego was like, what the experience was like, you know, kind of go through all that stuff with you. That'd be super fun.
Oh yeah. We'd love to have you back on. That's the great thing. It's like, John said earlier in the chat that, it blows me away that people choose to come on here and do this with you too, Justin. Yeah. And everyone's been so happy and said they want to come back. So it's fun. It's fun just being able to chat toys. And
when people ask me what was the most surprising thing last year about my first San Diego, it's the vibe. It is the most joyous, happy vibe because you are butt to nut with a lot of people. Everybody is so glad to be there. You spend a lot of time in lines, obviously. And so I was just kind of chatting with a security guard. I'm like, yeah, you know, how's this going? He looked at me, he goes, dude, we would do Comic-Con every week to never have another Super Bowl. You know, it's just a different vibe of what's happening that week. So yeah, it really is. It's just such a joyous time. It's awesome.
That's good. This will be my first year going, so I'm.
Oh, dude, let's get together.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I'll get with you.
Yeah,
I know exactly what Kenny's favorite part is going to be. standing in line to get me my Mythic Legions exclusive.
No, it's going to be standing in line to get me my Savage Land exclusive box set.
He's going to be busy, David. He's going to be busy.
That sucks.
Well, to be fair, David's I'm also getting for me. So
that's fine.
Justin,
that's
you
fine.
may be on the chopping block. So
hey, that's fine. If you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. Don't let it ruin your experience at all. At all.
Carolina can wait in a line. She'll be right.
There we go. And let it ruin her experience. That's fine. That's. I didn't say that. No, but thank you for even offering, Kenny. If it happens, it happens. If not, I don't care. I'll get it eventually. But Trey, let all the good people know where they can find you.
Yeah, apparently I'm on Instagram. I think it's @carbon_. Wait a minute, what's my name? @carbon_scoring. Those don't go together very well. No. I do have an Instagram. I'm pretty sure I'm the only carbon scoring out there. And then obviously come and check me out on Carbon Scoring at YouTube, the best place for comics, history, and action figures.
Yep. Link to his YouTube channel is in the description down below.
Lots of action.
Yes. If you're subscribed to this channel and not subscribed to him, you need to rectify that right now because that's just heresy. Okay,
like that's
just heresy.
A thing. Yeah,
it shouldn't be, Kenny.
People
it shouldn't
subscribe to him. I don't know about you,
but stay subscribed to us, but also subscribe to him. Don't.
Yeah, there you go.
It's not one for one.
Additive.
But and as always, the links to everyone else's Instagrams, Kenny's YouTube channel, and Counterculture down in the description below. So just play this game, right? Go to the description. Any link you see, click it and click follow or subscribe. Just do that. And then that little membership link, click that. And then just click, join. Click
just
that
don't
join
stop
button.
Clicking.
Yeah, no. But speaking of joining, guys, we're at the end, which means we have to thank our channel members one more time. We don't have to. We get to. We get to thank our channel members one more time. Yeah. And let's see. Let's do the roulette. I don't think Kenny's doing it tonight because we have an esteemed guest. I don't want to that.
You want him to come back. Yeah.
So let's see here. You know what? David. Okay, the wheel, it landed on David. David, go ahead and sign us out, my friend, by thanking all of our wonderful channel members.
Awesome. Thanks to the Justified MVP. That's Z-Man 12 Bat, Legion X, Compulsive Collector, John Morrissey, me, myself, and I, David Evans Smith, Michael Davis, St. James, Encountered Culture, who's right there on top of me. Bring Toys to Work, and then the Justified. Dan Who Reviews, Christopher Allen, Displayed Once, Kurt K, Cole's Cave, Your Boys Got Toys, which is on top of Kenny, and Super Shark 5000, Mikey Moonboots, Jay's Toy Collection UK, who just posted a video about like $2,000 worth of pickups.
It's not clickbait, just click it.
Yeah. Chi Collects, Jared Byrne, Jesse Hubbard, Stone Capybara, Gabriel, Lone Dragon, It Started With a Click Shelley, Phil Jones, AG Marine, Cardback, Darth Primus, The Wolfpack Toy Review, John Busink Jr., Codeman 617, B. Wong, Brathen, Cyber, Robert Falcone, and K-Mac.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. If you're watching on the replay, leave a comment down below. Just tell us how much you love us. And make sure you're here next week, 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time-ish. We're on time sometimes. All the time, never. But until then, appreciate you guys and stay justified.